So, welcome to the Northern Knits podcast. We're two friends in farmer who knit, craft, crochet, and talk everything in between. I'm told it's episode 270, upside down L, and my name is Jocelyn. My co-host is
Diana.
I come to you from Winnipeg, Manitoba. Diana comes to you from Waterloo, Ontario.
Look, I didn't have a second 7, okay? It's the closest thing I had.
If you hadn't said anything, I wouldn't have noticed because I don't see that well.
I know, but somebody's going to notice. So yeah, it's not a 7. It's an upside down backwards L. And you know what? That's what we're going with because it's what I had. I made it work.
Lovely. I think it's lovely. Oh my goodness. So while Diana lets everybody know what we're going to cover this week, I'm going to sit here and quietly look off screen because I'm crocheting.
We've got What's in Our Cup, Woolly Workings, and Wool Gathering.
Woo.
Which is never concise.
I just saw last week's episode. For all the sections we had for last week's, you saw how long that was, and I was not kind at cutting out the babble. I did some cuts, people. I did some deep cuts.
Deep cuts.
Deep cuts.
Did you drop the base too?
No, because I refuse to be that cheesy. Flat out refuse. This week I am drinking some decaf coffee. It is the decaf Colombian blend coffee from Second Cup, which is one of my favorite coffee places. But, you know, it's Sunday, early-ish. I figured why not?
I had my coffee for the day already. But I made tea for recording.
Well, I mean, the bright side of the decaf is I could have it whenever.
You know, I'm really thinking I need to get some decaf because the number of times the last couple of weeks where I'm like, come 4 o'clock, I'm like, I want the ritual and the flavor of coffee, but I don't want the caffeine.
Yes.
I understand decaf coffee now.
Okay.
Is this a new process of aging up where you suddenly understand decaf coffee? Have I grown up?
Aging up? Have you magically gotten
aging
taller?
Up? Yeah, you know what? Growing up. There we go. I can English.
You've been grown up the whole time I've known you.
But I mean, growing up more, like the next phase.
Getting old.
The next milestone.
You're getting old.
I don't have a stupid hat to put on to deny that I am old.
Oh, Lord. Possibly. I don't know. I mean, I moved to decaf because the caffeine causes me panic attacks. And I know it's very not healthy for humans. Like, coffee's really bad for us. So maybe it's just because you have the habit and you get that. I've had that. I've made the coffee. I've got the flavor of coffee. Therefore, I'm awake. Let's do the things. So maybe it's just that sort of, what's that thing?
Yeah, but I want like a relaxing coffee.
Yeah, well, it's
which is weird. It's a thing that I've never wanted before.
Yeah, for me, decaf serves that function. It fits that ritual button, that habit I formed.
I might try some decaf coffee. So since I do not have decaf coffee, I got some non-caffeinated tea. This is the last of the rose rooibos. I think it was Dozen Roses from Tea Kettle when I was out there.
Oh yeah.
And I got that big bag of the rose tea.
Because you loved it, and I went, oh God, roses.
So this is the last of it. I have finished the bag.
Ooh,
and I made an entire pot so that I could drink it out of a cute little rose teacup because I thought that was appropriate to drink it out of a cute little rose teacup. I don't know how you're properly actually supposed to hold a teacup that has liquid in it because it's so heavy to actually hold it from the little handle.
I'm sure there's some etiquette books from the turn of the last century that would show you.
Because I'm absolutely certain I'm not supposed to hold it like this, but I'm just so afraid of dropping it.
Century before? Turn of the 19th century.
Yeah, because we crossed a century not that long ago.
Yeah, because we just crossed a century.
Anyway, so if anybody knows the etiquette of how you're how incredibly rude it is to hold a teacup with 2 hands, I'd love to hear it. Please tell me how rude I'm being.
It depends on culture and time placement.
So it's got this little nubby bit on the handle. So I wonder if it's oh, I guess that works.
Now, you're not supposed to hold your teacup with 2 hands. You're supposed to hold it with 1.
I know, but I don't. That's it's so uncomfortable. I guess you're not supposed to hold your teacup for a long time. You pick it up to take a sip and then you put it back down.
Usually,
yes.
Diana tells me that we have the same number of projects for works in progress this
we weirdly have the same number of projects this week, only
So
because the secret
weird.
crafting is hidden.
Listen, we're getting to that time of the month where I'm in a
Where the
mild,
panic crafting begins.
you and I are in mild states of panic in the background at all times.
I was so relieved to find out we had an extra week. I definitely thought we had to be done by next week, but we don't. I'm so excited.
I would just have moments where we're like, yep, cool, we did this to ourselves. Just checking.
Yep.
Just checking. All right, well then I'll get started first and we'll rotate. And I'll start by moving a big old ball of yarn. Why don't we start with the first of 3 crochet projects? 3.
So much crochet.
So much crochet going on. I got bit by the bug again. I finished my back panel on my Summer Breeze cardigan, which is a crochet with carry pattern.
Nice.
So the first piece is done, and arguably this is the hardest piece to do, is always the back piece, because it is the most number of stitches in a row. So the front panels should fly by much quicker. Did I get them done? No, you need to just do just a smidge of thinking. Just a smidge of thinking with the pattern. I have the 3-row repeat memorized now. Bonus, but it is still a 3-row repeat that you do have to give just a touch of thought at the start and end of the round to remember what round you're on, and to start and finish correctly. After that, you can pretty much autopilot. Well, I can autopilot at this point. So that chunk is done. This is being made out of leftover Karen cake yarns in my collection, which I am mashing all together, and then I am dyeing one color. So I'm going to over dye this yarn once I'm done making it. I could have over dyed the yarn first, but why? I'd have to unbind it into a skein and then dye it and then recake it to do it properly. And wow, no, I'll just dye the garment when I'm finished.
That seems reasonable.
You'll probably clover stitch a shoulder together and an armhole seam together to make sure the sleeves are long enough, but dye the pieces separately and then sew it together at the end.
Oh, yeah, that might be easier then,
because
you're
I
not
won't
dealing with
have
the whole thing.
It'll be much easier to move it in the pot to get it dyed properly. So it'll give me a little bit more wiggle room for the dye and the yarn to interact with each other. So I feel like that's what I'm going to do, which will make the trial period interesting, because it'll all be finished and I will count it for stash dash, because the crochet part will be done, the crafting part will be done. Then it'll just be sitting and waiting to be dyed. And obviously I'm out of leftover yarn, mini skeined up to sew it together with and go from there. But that way, at least it's done and it's off my plate, because I don't know, we're so close to the end of July. I probably won't get this dyed before the end of July. I probably won't get any of them dyed before the end of July, but I will have them dyed before the end of August. So life happens, things are going on, and I need a bit more wiggle space for that. But it will count as stuff. And as we all know, crochet counts great for stash dash, because there is a lot of yardage used. My cat was jumping off of surfaces this morning
and disturbing everything.
Yes,
helping with the reorganization.
That is not the words I would use for this endeavor. You're up next. Cat.
All right,
I love doing that, passing the buck right away. Oh, feels good.
I'm going to start with a fiber flub. Let me move my tea so I don't flub it any farther. So my scrappy, stripy striping socks.
Yes.
The foot went so well. I ran out of my dark blue color partway through, and I just like grabbed a random skein, and I wasn't super enthused about how I suddenly just have like that weird bright stripe of static going on, but I was just going to power through. And then I did the heel, and that was fine. At least for the first half. I'm trying a mock short row heel. So this is a new heel for me.
Yep.
But I ran out of that yarn partway through. And then I just picked up another random ball that it turns out would have been better suited. It was this ball. And then I started doing the second half of the heel. And I'll get to why it's not currently the second half of the heel in a second.
Okay.
But while I was working on it, I'm like, oh darn, I really should have grabbed this color with its dark gray to replace the dark blue in the sock, and then I wouldn't have that weird bright line that I don't like very much.
Okay.
But oh well, power through. Except then I got to kind of the end of the second half of the sock heel, except it was only the end of the sock heel on one side of the heel. I had somehow completely bungled the heel and had like made a weird nodule on one side. I have no idea how I did it.
It's a really simple heel.
I know. And I completely messed it up.
It's so easy. Like you can do it on a knit night. That is how easy that heel is.
I know. And I screwed it up.
That is an amazing fiber flub.
So I ripped out the needle of the heel and I pulled back this yarn, which is why it's not currently attached. And I'm looking at this like, you know what? Since I've already done this, like just pull back the rest of the heel
and switch
the color thing that you don't like, switch the colors.
Yeah.
And yeah. But I decided not to do that so I could show something. I really should have stopped before I ripped out the weird nodule heel. So I could have showed that, but I didn't think of that. So I left it so I could show everybody my lovely fiber flub. Yeah, so I'm gonna fix that, and it's gonna be in timeout for another 24 hours or so until I can yeah.
Poor Diana.
Grr sock heel. That's what I have to say.
You liked it other than your weird nodule?
Yeah, I mean, the side that I did it correctly looked great.
Okay, good.
So I don't know how I completely screwed it up on the other side. I'm gonna blame watching Critical Role.
Ooh, if you were watching this week's Critical Role while doing that, that may have been a poor decision.
I was only watching the Calamity wrap up.
That still.
So like, because I only just started the fancy car race this morning, so
it's hilarious. It's so good.
I'm so excited.
So happy. Oh, bad news. They're off this week because it's the last Thursday of the month.
I know.
So I gotta wait 2 weeks for the next one. Sad panda. Oh well.
I'm so excited to watch the car race. Anyway, yeah. Mock short row heel is easy, but I did it wrong. And now my sock is in timeout. So there. Harumph. Harumph. Actually, while I still have half a heel, I should probably stick this on my foot and make sure it is in fact the right size.
Yeah.
I'm reasonably certain that it is because I compared it to another knit sock that I have, but sometimes heels are slightly different depths.
Yes, they can be.
Let me just stick that on my foot there. That's potentially even slightly big. I could probably take it back just completely take it back to getting rid of my bright stripe and start the heel there.
That would save you some reknitting.
So there, it saves me like 2.5 rounds, which isn't much, but you know, it's something.
It counts. It all adds up at the end, really.
So yeah, there, I mucked up a simple sock with a simple heel.
We've all done it. We've all done it.
So that's how my week's going.
I understand.
Your turn.
My turn. Oh, goodness gracious. Well, let's do another crochet project. Not because I don't have knitting, but because all of my knitting is secret stuff. So guys, you're not going to see it for a bit. I had cast-on-itis this week. So like I've been casting on things like crazy pants. And one of the things I casted on was I have a random 16-inch circular. Don't know why, but here we go. It's just living on my desk with me. So, you know, cool.
Living its best life.
Living its best life here with me.
My teacup rattles. I've just learned this. I do apologize if that picks up on the microphone.
I really want to get through the Karen cake yarns that I have because I love working in cotton, especially in the summer. It's a lot of summer fiber. I just enjoy working with it. So We have more carrot cotton cake, and this was a full ball. I will look up the name in a second, but you can see here, it's got those beautiful whites and blues, nice cool tone color to it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yep, very pretty. I'm sure it comes with a very pretty kind of like florally name, but okay, we'll look that up in a second here for you guys.
It'll
Mostly
be
because
like
I can't hold the
beach sky
project.
or something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
something. I wanted to make another crop top. Now, I made that bralette last year,
Mm-hmm.
and I pretty much lived in it overnight in the 40+ degree heat we had. And while it's the end of July and it's cool enough today, it's higher today for the city's like 22. It's July. We can have more 40+ days into September.
Indeed.
So I am nowhere near done the summer season or the height of the summer heat of the summer season. So I have decided to make myself some more PJ top stuff. I didn't necessarily want another bralette because I'm not comfortable wandering around the apartment in just that. So I'm trying out some crop tops.
Okay.
Maybe they'll give me enough coverage, it won't bother me so much. So step one, find a crochet top you want to break. Easy enough. I'm apparently in love with Hey Carrie for Crochet with Carrie. So I'm just like, whatever. I love so many of her other patterns. Let's look at her top patterns. Sure enough, she's got crop top options for days.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I picked the Eden crop top. And it has you start with a 3.75 millimeter hook, which is a small hook. And you're doing ribbing. So you're doing the bottom band. This is not my rib cage. It's not long enough to go around my rib cage. For not. It just isn't. But I have started. And at a 3.75 millimeter hook, I have to be having a good vision day to work on it, but it's really pretty ribbing.
It's nice.
And just
Does
like the
it, how
bra,
stretchy is it?
pretty stretchy. Because it's cotton, right? So it has no shape. The acrylic
Right.
is the only thing keeping this bad boy in shape. So I will do it till at a comfortable stretched, but not super stretched. It fits around my rib cage. Then she has you combined in the round, and then she has you make the top from the bottom up to the straps. Noting that I'm also going to end up making the straps significantly shorter because this is the only area of my body I'm short in, is the strap or yoke section of the person.
Mm-hmm.
Being I'm not 9 inches like other people who wear shirts as large as I do, I am 7. It's short, several inches shorter.
Mm-hmm.
So I did the same with the bralette. I ended up taking it out and shortening the straps because the straps were way too long. Way too long.
Yeah. You want them to hold things up, not
I
like
want to
not
be
hang out.
secure, not chill out about my knees. Am I going to get as much lift as regular ladies do? No, I have a ginormous pair of girls. Ginormous. It's just for me to be able to wear to bed, have something that when I sweat in, I can just throw it in the wash the next day. And this crochet will do that.
Really
So,
comfy and really smart.
yes.
And I might also hop on this bandwagon. I don't have any cotton.
Well, you can, it would be better to do it out of a wool or something. I just don't have a fingering weight wool that I have enough yardage in to make a crop top. And you can just go to your local Michael's and buy some carrot cotton cake.
This is also true.
Easily solve problems.
I do need to go buy some navy yarn for that patchwork cardigan because everybody decided that navy was the way to go.
Well, we are correct in that decision. Oh, it's called hydrangea.
I would not have got, you were right with the floral. Okay.
I
I
would
was going
not
to
have
guess
guessed
something about skies or summer
blue
or something.
oceans or something, or like maybe
Yeah,
like
I was thinking something
blue
water themed.
iris or water lily or whatever, but nope, we're hydrangea. That is the name of that colorway. So
All
it
right.
is one of the big carrot cakes. So I just need the one to do my body. But that bralette just wears and washes, and because it's cotton, you got to wash it after every wear. And it does it so well that I'm like, yep, done. And again, I'm not going to worry about dyeing that or making it. It's a pajama top. Nobody sees it but me and my cat. And I can tell you right now, the lump up in the corner doesn't care.
No, I don't think she particularly has a sense of aesthetics.
No. I'm also contemplating making more pajama capris for myself.
That is also a very smart idea.
So I can have comfy pajama pants to wander around, but then I can like get up and make breakfast. And I have enough coverage going on that I don't immediately want to get dressed first thing.
Enough coverage that you don't feel weird about it. Yeah.
I don't feel weird about it.
Totally get that.
So there you go. That is project the second.
All right. I have very conveniently just finished a round. So
Okay, that works.
move that doodad. As we record, I'm working on the Fossil Frenzy tea. Of course, it's stockinette, so it's trying to roll up, but just look at this fabric. Look at it. Look at it. It's so pretty. I love this fabric so much. I'm so excited for when I get to start the dinosaur color work. This is going to look amazing together.
That's all in tans and greens and browns, right?
Yeah, it's like orange and brown and green and gray. The yarn name is jack-o'-lantern. I don't get jack-o'-lantern out of this.
I wouldn't,
but that's the yarn name.
But sure, cool.
And there's
I mean, we wouldn't get hydrangea from shades of blue and white, so.
And then I even matched the stitch markers.
Of course,
the
you did.
Sleepy Sheep stitch markers.
I'm surprised you're not using your dinosaur stitch markers. It is your dinosaur tea.
Well, yeah, they are the dinosaur stitch markers from Sleepy Sheep.
Sleepy Sheep?
Yes, Sleepy Sheep is because I posted this on Instagram the other day and people were asking him like, oh, wow, okay, everybody loves the stitch markers. So yeah, Sleepy Sheep workshop for the dinosaur stitch markers.
That's where my inappropriate to talk about on air stitch markers came from.
Yes, the
my rainbow male members.
I want the holographic ones.
I almost got the holographic ones. I was sorely tempted.
You should have.
Should have gotten them. Oh well, maybe I'll see her at Edmonton Fiber Frolic in November. We'll see her. We can get some holographic ones.
Yes. Anyway, so yeah, there. I mean, this is backwards because this is where the short rows are, so this is sitting higher than it should, but
that's fine.
Ta-da! It's gonna look so good. I'm so excited.
The important part is you're making progress.
Yes, there is progress.
Motorbike.
Yes, happy. I'm happy.
You're happy?
It's so good.
You're happy?
I'm so happy.
Okay.
This is going to be one of the louder shirts that I own.
What's wrong with owning a loud shirt?
Absolutely nothing at all. Especially since I will probably pair it with some boring like gray-black jeans.
Yeah, that's pretty much a standard wardrobe for you. Beige, gray.
Also, because I'm not certain I will have enough yarn, this is going to have cap sleeves, not the slightly longer sleeves that the pattern calls for. I'm doing cap sleeves that I'll just finish off with a couple of rounds of the white, just like the neckline, just so it matches.
Okay.
So this is, yeah, because the way the pattern has it written, it's more of a relaxed fit, sort of like kind of here-ish sleeved t-shirts, and
you can always
yarn for that.
Well, put it on waist yarn.
Yeah,
finish your body to the proper length, and then if you have enough yarn, great. If you don't, then just do the little cap sleeves.
Well, because I'm also making it at a slightly smaller size so that it's going to have a little bit of negative ease, so it's going to be more of a fitted thing than a relaxed fit thing. Yeah, throw those sleeves on waist yarn and leave them, and finish the sweater, and then see where you're sitting. That makes the most sense. Yep. So anyway, that's where that's at.
That's where that's at.
That's my summer knit along, because dinosaurs are eternal. So, that might get done by September. Hair, I messed that up. Okay, there we go. I no longer have horns sticking at the front of my head. All right, carry on. I'll just be over here drinking tea.
All right,
not having horns.
Final crochet project for the week. I mean it, guys. Like I was doing all the crochet stuff last week. I was working on the bottom hem of the balloon sleeve cardigan by Hey Carrie, Crochet with Carrie, because I thought it was very cute and I thought it would look really good in a nice cotton for the fall when you want something a little warmer, but not like straight up bulky wool Steinkrieger level. We need that in between level. But I wanted to, again, using up the cottons and using up my extras and using up the stuff that has been gifted to me. that I'm going to dye this one black because I would never knit myself something in black or crochet myself something in black. It's too hard on my eyes. So, holding 2 strands of Karen Cotton Cake Double, I have 2 cuffs. These are just the cuffs. The sleeves get made, and then you sew the cuffs to the sleeves, and you sew the sleeves to the body. So this is 5 pieces instead of the standard 4. 5 pieces, 6 pieces? Wait a minute, let's do some math. 2
Back
fronts,
panel.
2 sleeves. Normally you've got 5, and this is 2 more pieces, so 7 pieces.
Okay.
So this is 7 versus 5. So 2 cuffs, finished, complete, is crochet ribbing. My yarn is marled because I'm holding 2 DK weight strands together, or number 3 weight yarn together to get gauge. So we got a little bit of.
Looks good. I like the marled yarn.
Yeah, and it's gonna be all sewn up, so my hand sits through there. I haven't done the sleeves yet. It's not finished, and it's only not a finish because Diana and I gamed last night. Because I was like, hey, if we don't game, I might have an FO tomorrow. And she went, cool, we're gaming.
Can't have that. Can't have any FOs.
Because I've got 1 front panel ready for seaming, 2 front panels ready for seaming, which means I finished the back panel.
Mm-hmm.
And I made this at the 50-inch, so it will be baggy. So I have everything but the sleeves for this. So I need to clover stitch these together. Because again, I want to dye this separately and then sew it together.
Mm-hmm.
That just makes more sense in my head. So I need to clover stitch marker these together so I can tell exactly how far down the dropped sleeve sits for me. So I know exactly how long the sleeve needs to be to fit me properly. So
that makes sense.
I'm going to be doing a little, essentially safety pinning my clothes together like it's the 90s again. That's what I'm going to be doing.
Well, but it's helpful.
So I'm going to do that probably tonight or tomorrow and then get started. So I'm hoping to have this is all crochet folded up. So I did all of that this week.
So fast.
I also took a chunk of the week off of doing like work knitting and just did the secret crafting and this just to give myself a bit of a break from a bunch of work. So there you go. And yeah, had we not gamed for a couple hours last night, I may have been done 1, if not 2 sleeves today. So could have very well had an FO. Stash dash. Because again, the crochet part of the part that you get to count for stash dash is finished. And it's just waiting until I have a chance to dye it. And then sew it together. Because obviously I'll pull 2 strands out and skein them up so that I've got yarn for sewing it together. And I will dye that at the same time. So things are happening. But there you go. That was maybe progress. That was like 4 balls of the big Karen cake yarn. 4 or 5 balls I did to get all that done. So I need to weigh it out by gram weight for a DK weight yarn because that's a lot of yardage for stash dash. So
yeah.
So
I should finish something ever and then I could count it for stash dash.
You could. You really could.
If I finished anything ever.
I can't help you with that. I'm constantly casting on new projects all the time too. Did you see the crochet sweater in the pattern legs?
Yes.
And the Stephen West shawl?
Yes.
Those are happening as soon as I can do it. I haven't gone to go look at the designer of the crochet sweater.
Never mind. I have 2 Stephen West shawls in my bin of shame. No shame. Bin of whips.
Right up there. They look great in their project bags. Right up there. Both of them look stellar. Whatever. That's it. That is the 3rd project, and this is the last crochet cotton Karen cake thing I have to talk about. I have no idea about those colors in that one, guys. They're just Just carrot cake yarn I have floating around. I had to get it used. It got used.
Nice.
You're up.
All right. My last two things are neither knitting nor crochet.
What? Oh yeah, that's right. You were trying to
Yeah.
do other craft the other day. That was hilarious.
Yes. Well, I mean, I succeeded. So some folks may remember this little crochet wooden ornament polar bear thing that I started several months ago. I finished the first color. Woo! Yeah, that's yeah. Where's the picture of what it will look like eventually? Here we go. It's going to look like this. Come on. There we go. It's gonna look like this with the Northern Lights pattern. So okay, there we go. So yeah, I have a bit to go, and because I am not experienced at this, it's taking a long time.
It's taking its sweet time, is it?
Yeah. Also, much finger stabbing. I am
Much
not
finger
adept with a
stabbing?
needle. I am not adept with a needle.
That just takes practice.
Yeah, I
Just
know.
takes practice.
Anyway, it's that project is living in this cute little sheepy bag that Tracy made for me.
That is a cute bag.
Got little sheepies. I love it. And it's got the snappy, so it holds everything inside. And it's the perfect size for a cross stitch project. So that's fantastic. All right, your turn.
All right, my turn. Do you want to say where you got that pattern from? That cross stitch kit?
Yeah, I probably should. Yeah. So this is a pattern by, I don't actually know what her name is. Anyway, it was designed, this kit is a fundraiser for the Manitoba Embroiderers Guild. I will throw a link in the show notes where you can get this for yourself. I do not know what this lady's name is. It does not say anywhere. The person who designed this kit, I have no idea. Yeah, but if you want to get your own, it is a fundraiser kit through the Embroiderers Guild. I believe the Manitoba Embroiderers Guild. I don't know if it's a countrywide thing or a provincial thing.
Well, it's your mother-in-law's stuff, so that's for you to know.
It is for me to know. Anyway, there will be a link should you want to get one of these for yourself in the show notes.
I think that is amazing and so much fun. It's a really cute bear. It's a really cute bear. As she suddenly reminds her co-host that this is also an audio podcast, so she needs to describe what she's holding up, not just hold it up for the camera. And it's supposed to look like the Northern Lights in the bear. When it's finished,
it's a laser cutout of a wooden bear with the little cross stitch holes in it, and the pattern is intended to look like Northern Lights, so it's all blues and greens and pinks.
There's no alt text on voice files.
There is now. I just added it.
Oh Lord.
Not actually. By added, I mean I said some words.
Guys, we wrapped up Pie Made Me, which is the shawl design I was working on for the last couple of weeks. There are photos. By the time you guys see this, that will be live. I got held up a little bit because of weather. It did things like weathering.
How dare it weather?
It was a thing. And then I had life. So photos got delayed a little bit. Again, I'm a one-woman operation. I go as fast as I can, peeps. I love you. I go as fast as I can. So the next one is on the needles, because always. All right, this one has no name right now. It is just called Halloween Cowl. In a stunning turn of events, it's going to be a cowl that's Halloweeny. I know, shocking. With a name like that,
A+.
How could you miss? This is what I have. I have a little ruffle. I have a little ruffle of color, just a wee ruffle of color. because I'm doing witch sock stripes right now. So I have some of my main color, which in this case is Black Emerald from Fireweed Fiber Co. Some Lime Lemon, which is another Fireweed Fiber Co. name, but it makes a really great like electric green color. And I've just started my orange in there, which is last year's
Oh, yes, I
Songbird
see.
colorway.
Okay.
It's literally the first row of orange. I'm doing this on some Chow 16-inch 4mm circulars. It will be color work. It will be done in the round. It's going to be Jocelyn sized, so big.
Perfect.
Because Jocelyn doesn't do small. I'm not small, therefore I don't do small. And right now we're at that super weird curlicue stage. We always think you've got everything messed up, but you know you don't because you double checked your stitches before you started, but you don't have enough for it to be a thing.
It just does the rolly.
It just does the
annoying,
really annoying thing. So I literally need
Yes,
more.
I understand.
I need more. So I will get this pattern out to test knitters as soon as I can. First off, I need to put my charts in here. I need to do some chart repeats to get it going. And because it is a in the round cowl, you don't have to weave in ends because all the ends are on the inside.
Perfect.
So you just weave in Steven, if that's your preference, your ends, and away you go. Because I'm working with 3 colors at the same time in a super smexy box, I have both of my yarn bowls and a yarn ball. And apparently a mini for no particular reason. So this is literally living on the TV table tray beside my desk that holds my Swift. And I am making a cowl. It's going to travel in its unit when it gets worked on because that's just an easy way to keep that all connected. So that is the last thing I'm working on. That pattern will get released whenever it's finished. Whenever it's finished and the testers have tested it and I have photos of it, it will go out and hopefully before Halloween.
Ideally,
seems like a good goal. Seems like a good goal. So that is what I started this week. So I literally casted on like 2 new projects on Monday and a cardigan on Sunday.
Don't tempt me. I might start casting on stuff. But I need to finish things.
Yeah, things get done when they get done.
Yeah, but unfinished things take up space and needles.
It's true, they do. You know how you solve that problem?
Oh my, I've dropped a stitch. How do you solve that problem?
More needles, take over more space.
Let me just fix this dropped stitch here. Oh dear. Everybody's been really gung-ho about their spinning, and I couldn't anymore, so I had to spin.
Good. We've been all waiting for you to pick up your spinning for a while again.
So this is some Polwarth in the colorway. One of my hairs is in this. No, that's not the colorway. The colorway name was oh gosh. I think it was a Shakespeare Prospero. Something with a P. Yes, Prospero. Anyway, it's like a burgundy, purple, and a dark blue, medium to dark blue. And there, it's spinning up like that.
Oh, that's so dark.
It is really dark. I do apologize for that.
That's okay. It's
just dark.
It's just dark. Like the colors are dark too. So like it was going to be dark anyway.
Yeah. So these are, I'm fairly consistently getting thin fingering weight for a single.
Good.
This is only my 3rd spinning project, so consistency is still a little dubious,
Yeah,
but it's getting better. And then I don't know if I want to regular ply or chain ply. I figure I will figure that out later. But then I was like, wait, plying stuff requires that I have an empty bobbin for this. Do I actually have that? So I went digging, and yes, I do have an empty bobbin. But only one, because my other bobbin still has a little bit of my last project left on it because I meant to chain ply that. So in the interest of actually having empty bobbins, I think once I fill this bobbin, I need to go back to the ends of the second project and turn that into something so that I can get it completely off all of the bobbins and have some more tools to work with.
That's a good idea. Because again, the
So,
other
yeah,
way to
spinning.
solve that problem, buy more bobbins.
Well, yes, that is true. But then I have to wait for them to show up. And
Yeah,
then I don't finish things.
that's true.
And more tools take more space.
They do. I have to get some spinning done so you can justify buying spinning fiber in the fall.
No, I'm good. You can't see, but I have 3 of these shelves of yarn,
Yes.
and the top shelf is entirely fiber. I'm
You
good.
You need to spin more.
I have a year's worth of spinning
You need to spin more.
if I actually spun regularly. I'm good on fiber. I do not need to buy any more fiber.
You know I'm not going to talk you out of buying fiber, right?
I have at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have at least 6 braids of fiber and a whole pound of that roving that's dyed with copper, so it's sort of that gray-green color.
Yes.
An entire pound of that. I'm good. I have spinning. I do not need to purchase any more fiber. I am in no danger of running out. Yes, I'm gonna buy more fiber. Okay, I know this, but
Okay.
I'm pretending. Let me pretend.
Duly noted. Duly noted. I shall
Let
say
me
nothing.
pretend. Your silence speaks volumes.
I'm counting. That's it.
All right. That is everything I've worked on this week.
That is everything I have worked on this week. And yes, I realize I need a 3rd yarn bowl. I am aware. I've put it on the list of things I need to get. Or is necessary. Oh, I want to get through these stripes today if I can. All right, on the bright side, that's it then. I've got all that wrapped up. You've got all that wrapped up. We're into wool gathering. Oh my God, I never looked up your word for the day.
But I need to know my word for the day.
I know.
How am I to work it seamlessly into the unscripted Patreon ad?
Okay, I've met these seamless interactions. They're very rarely seamless.
What? Well, if you would like to financially support these shenanigans for reasons, you may do so at patreon.com/northernitspodcast. Any level of support gets you access to our patron-only Discord server, where we are active at all hours of the day and the night, cheering each other on, enabling each other into starting things, cajoling each other into finishing things, and doing math for each other for when we have tiny stegosaurus brain. And there we go, true. Seamless.
Now that I've called it out,
very seamless. Ruined. What else? There's early access to bonus content and a bunch of stuff on there. Higher levels of support. We do the e-knit-in every month. The next one of those is going to happen on August the 20th, which is a Saturday, noon Manitoba time. We're also doing quarterly movie days for everybody. The next one of those, as I should stop trying to knit while I do this. The next movie watch party is coming up on the 27th of August. So it's actually next month, finally.
Yeah. We're going to watch our summer blockbuster, Starship Troopers.
I'm so excited.
I'm so pumped.
It sounds incredibly campy, and I love incredibly campy.
It is so campy. It's so campy. So good.
What else? We're doing some vlogs for the even higher tiers, and we're doing some after dark gaming for the highest tiers. where the gaming content is potentially inappropriate and the language is most definitely inappropriate.
I swear, guys, when I don't have to filter, Diana can assure you I don't.
I have it like so ingrained in me that like we're recording, don't swear, that I just end up with the most like fudge bucket kind of swears. I'm like, no wait, I don't have to filter. Stop that.
Now when I'm free falling, wee is the appropriate response.
It always.
Always. We may have tried a physics puzzle simulator. Did not go well for us.
Amazing. That was amazing. I tried to rip off your head and threw you in a ravine instead. That was not the point of the puzzle. I was trying to actually be helpful, which is the worst part of the whole thing.
I was laughing so hard. I don't even know how I got in the ravine till I opened my eyes. There it was.
And then I had to come down and find you, and I'm like hunting through the ravine. I'm like, wow, I like threw you in the farthest, backest, darkest corner. Like I could not have chucked you any deeper into this ravine.
It was so good. Guys, it's good times. Guys, it's good times. It doesn't mean we're going to stop streaming Stardew Valley. We will absolutely keep streaming Stardew Valley because we both enjoy farming. But we do make a concerted effort to absolutely filter for Stardew Valley. So just in case there are little humans, just like the podcast, we try to make sure that it is little human okay-ish.
At least PG-13.
Yeah. So that's hilarious. As always, we super understand budgets. They're a real life thing. If you cannot financially support us, no worries. Liking, commenting, and subscribing are huge helps. You have no idea how huge of a help they are. So you can interact with us here on the YouTubes and the comments. We do reply. It can take us a little bit from time to time. Sometimes I forget YouTube comments are a thing, but it doesn't happen for a couple of days. You can also interact and share with us what you are working on the social media platforms. We are on Instagram and we have a Facebook group. Oddly enough, because we believe in brand consistency, it's Northern Bits Podcast everywhere. Yep. That's just how it is. So you can find and follow us and tag us in things so we can see what you're working on, which is always a great fun. Always great fun. And yes, if you want to get a hold of Diana, she might be a professional lurker, but I will track her down and make her reply to you.
Yep.
Don't worry. I got you. I'll make her reply.
Always starts with something to the effect of Diana, love of my life. Like, oh no, what have I forgotten now? You're being
You've forgotten
nice.
something.
I've forgotten something. I'm in trouble.
Okay, that's it. We've got lives to talk about, and then we're done.
Indeed. Oh, the summer cal's happening.
Yeah.
Rules are on the website.
Make it sound so engaging. You make it sound so engaging.
Yeah, so engaging. Knit something summer themed. Dinosaurs, unicorns, and dragons are eternal.
Yes. Do you remember the rest?
Full rules. I don't know. The full rules are full rules.
I'm crying. I'm laughing so hard.
Listed on northernbitspodcast.com. They're pinned to the top. They're right there. They're also linked in the show notes.
As always, stick to adult-sized items. Baby-sized stuff, while cute and adorable, we all like to make it, does not count for our cows. So you're more than welcome to do summer t-shirts, tank tops, shorts, dresses, blankets for the beach, whatever fits that summer theme for you. I'm working on a summer Bruce crochet top, and Diana is working on her dinosaur tee, because a t-shirt is something you wear in the summer. Very loose rules. Also dinosaurs. Very loose rules, guys. Very loose. What else we got going on? I've got a live with Louise the 4th.
Yep.
Thursday the 4th
of August.
Yeah, so that's really like a week and a bit away at this point.
And then our live episode is not next week, but the week after on the 7th.
Yes, but that's because next Sunday's the 31st.
Yes. So that's Sunday the 7th, noon Manitoba time, live on YouTube.
Yeah. We'll be here and we'll be talking all the things and talking with you guys in chat. So hopefully you can join us. That'll be great fun. I mean, other than that, I think we're all good.
Yeah. Wow, that did feel like reasonably concise. Are we okay?
I feel fine.
Okay. Feels weird. It's not 6 p.m. Are you sure? Did we get
Yes.
everything?
We also didn't start at like 3.
It's true. And we also saw each other a lot yesterday.
We also saw each other a lot yesterday, which helps keep some of the babble down. Because if not, then we're like, we only see each other once a week. All the things. Which is not your guys' fault. That's entirely on us to be better people and communicate more clearly during the course of the week. We just don't.
I'm so bad for that. I'm the worst. Like, I rely on other people to create regular social interactions.
I know.
I've
I'm one of
suffered
them.
so much without having an office because I relied on that so much for regular social interactions.
Yeah, you need to start doing that, dear.
I know. It's bad.
It's bad. Oh, well, on the bright side, still not my problem. So I'll say until next week, I'm Jocelyn.
I'm Diana.
And no matter where your week takes you, don't forget to
Don't forget to knit.